Have you ever been told, be a man, act like a lady, this is not normal? And you thought, who decided what is normal and when did they get the authority? Welcome back to the theory that doesn't make you cry. The series where literature teaches us that identity is complicated and society likes pretending it isn't. Today's episode, Queer Theory. The theory that calmly looks at identity and says, relax, it's not fixed, it's performed. So what is queer theory? Queer theory challenges one powerful assumption. The gender and sexuality are natural, fixed, and stable. Queer theorists argue that gender is socially constructed, sexual identity is fluid, normal is political category, labels exist because power needs order. Queer theory is not just about LGBTQ+ identities. It is about questioning norms, who creates them, who benefits from them, and who gets punished for breaking them. It asks, why is heterosexuality treated as default? Why is masculinity rewarded and femininity controlled? And why do bodies have rules? From feminism to queer theory. Queer theory grows out of feminism and post-structuralism. Feminism asked, why are women oppressed? Post-structuralism asked, is identity stable at all? Queer theory combines both and asks, what if gender itself is a performance? It refuses fixed categories, binary thinking, and rigid identities. Instead, it embraces fluidity, ambiguity, contradiction, and becoming rather than being. Judith Butler and gender performativity. You cannot talk about queer theory without Judith Butler. Butler introduced the idea of gender performativity. She said, you are not born masculine or feminine. You perform gender through actions, gestures, clothes, speech. Gender is like a role in a play. You repeat it daily. Society applauds correct performance and punishes deviation. Important point. Gender performance feels natural only because it is repeated endlessly. In short, gender is something you do, not something you are. And a funny real-life example. Think about this. A boy cries, weak. A girl cries, emotional. Same tears, different judgment. A man wears pink, brave. A woman wears pink, expected. Queer theory walks in and asks, why are colors and emotions gendered? Who made these rules? Can we unsubscribe? And now we have come to queer reading of literature. Queer theory reads texts differently. The picture of Dorian Gray, desire beneath the surface, aestheticism as coded sexuality, and repressed queerness. Shakespeare, gender disguise, cross-dressing, fluid desire. Twelfth Night asks, what if attraction ignores gender categories? Orlando by Virginia Woolf, one character, multiple genders, centuries of identity shifts. Queer theory shows us that literature has always been queerer than society admits. And now, key concepts in queer theory. Here are your essential queer theory tools. Heteronormativity, the belief that heterosexuality is natural and superior. Normativity, social pressure to fit acceptable identities. Fluidity, identity is changeable, not fixed. Queering the text, reading against norms to expose suppressed meanings. Subversion, breaking norms through performance, parody, and resistance. And now UGC NET Essentials. Key theorists, Judith Butler, Gender Performativity. Eve Kosofsky-Sedgwick, Queer Reading, Homo-Social Desire. And Michel Foucault, Sexuality as Discourse. Key terms: gender performativity, heteronormativity, sexual fluidity, querying the text, identity construction. Common net questions: meaning of gender performativity, difference between sex and gender, what does queer theory reject, and how does queer theory read canonical texts? And now, core metaphor. Think of identity like a playlist. You don't listen to one song forever. You remix, you skip, you change moods. Queer theory says identity works the same way. And finally, conclusion. So that was queer theory, the theory that doesn't make you cry, but definitely makes rigid categories uncomfortable. It teaches us identity is not fixed, gender is performed, norms are political, literature resists categorization. Next episode, we meet the theory that says the reader is not innocent either. Yes, reader response theory is coming next. And until next time, goodbye and thank you.